What up, y'all?
Good
Welcome
morning,
to the
good morning, good
replay.
morning.
For the folks who are coming for the replay, I want to share this on my socials to make sure that the people know that we are live. So, hello,
Hey now.
hello. As y'all are coming in, please say hi. Let us know where you are watching from and give me 1 second because I can't do two things at one time. Like, I can't. My brain people just don't be able to do it. So I was
Is
supposed to
make
cue this up beforehand.
he, he is making all the things happen over there. Hey, Xavier, how you doing this morning?
What up? Hey, let us know where you are watching from, please. Okay, and I am sharing on my Instagrams and such so that the people knows
Look
where we
out,
at.
we are here.
Did you see
We
that
are.
they changed the Instagram like the setup? You don't really share out on Instagram,
Girl,
right?
I'm like my Instagram is
Like,
basically
let
a
me tell you what
censor
I'm not
on its
is
own. Like I don't really. I scroll. I like every once in a while, and every 6 years I put a post out. I am the worst podcast partner you could have.
well, they changed the setup, which takes
Okay,
me a little bit of extra time because it's like once you get in the rhythm of things, like I know what it is, where the thing's at, and now they moving everything on
oh,
Auntie.
got it.
And now
Not
I got to
auntie, no
now I got to
auntie.
figure out was what. But anyway, so I got that done. Hey y'all, welcome to So You Don't Put Syrup on Your Grilled Cheese. We are two real life cousins, and we're here to talk about all the things that we thought were normal in our family, but we actually found out that they were the recipe for family dysfunction. So we are unpacking all of that stuff and using our voices to really advocate for healing and mental health. And we invite you along on this journey. So, my name is Kim, and I have a fancy introduction that I want to share today. I follow this psychologist. Her name is Kobe Campbell on Instagram, and she specializes in trauma. So she put up this prompt the other day, and it was called an "I'm made of" poem. So basically, you just say "I'm made of" and you list some things, right? So I just did it as long as the page was. So
Oh,
I'm gonna read this.
there we
Okay.
go.
Okay. So, hi, I'm Kim. I'm made of glitter, gold, and frolicking, deep intuitive understanding, love from an infinite source, deep thoughts and feelings. I'm made of smiles that come from the soul, the willingness to take the step or the leap, the boldness of faith and belief, truth and light, softness and quiet, excitement and passion, movement and freedom. I'm made of legacy and impact.
Oh, excuse us, Miss Maid of. Yes, you are.
So that's
Yes,
me. Who are you?
indeed. Oh, girl. Well, I'm Talonda of House Jackson, first of her name, assistant of entrepreneurs, the beacon of banter, creator of content, dancer of dreams, and excellence enchantress, and Nola Nader.
Come on with the excellence enchantress. Is that new?
Oh, I'm just saying. I'm saying. No, you must not have felt it before because I didn't do the.
Oh, that's what it was.
It's a
that
combo. It's a combo.
that makes
It
sense.
brings it all together. That felt very. You felt enchanted, didn't you? You're welcome. You're welcome.
I've missed you so much, dear
I
cousin.
miss you too, boo. How you doing?
So before we get started, y'all, these are the vibes that we have here, right?
Us finding
We
ourselves very funny.
think we're a hoot. As a matter of fact, side note, I was contemplating doing a podcast series or some kind of series, and it was called I'm a Motherfucking Hoot because I I'm a good
I'll
time.
crack myself up.
All the time.
You
All the time.
should. You should.
I don't understand people that like don't have a good time with themselves. Like it's weird
Hmm.
to me. Um but yeah, so you're gonna get some laughs, okay? When you are
Okay.
here, you're also gonna get a whole lot of transparency, okay? Because we believe in keeping it real, calling it like it is, calling the thing a thing, naming the thing of what it's gonna be and such. Okay. And what we want from you is to come along with us on this journey. There are probably a lot of things that you thought were normal in your life that you have discovered were just happening in your atmosphere, your orbit, your world, right? So we invite you to share those things as well. And contribute to this collective healing space, because we trying to heal the things. It's a lot, and such. So
A lot going on.
that how your spirit feeling today?
My spirit is feeling actually really good. I did put on a face to kind of help bring it out a little bit because sometimes you need a little help.
Are these
um,
new glasses that
but
you have
yeah,
on?
well, they are glasses that I had before, and they met an untimely end at the teeth of my sweet, sweet Sarah. So when she ate all the pairs of the glasses
Mhm.
that I owned, I wound up rebuying these. So new
Gotcha.
but old style, I guess. They worked,
Gotcha.
so I said, let's bring that back.
But they have the arms and such intact where we able to,
Yes, there's arms and both lenses. Because before, like I said, because I told you, I can't wink with both eyes. I can only wink
yes,
with this one. And
you did say
so
that.
when she broke the glasses, she, of course, the glasses that she left was the one I could wink on. So it still did
It
not help
wasn't
me because
helping.
the seeing eye was the eye without the lens. So, you know, that's my child. That's my
I'm
child.
glad that
Um,
you are up and running. Okay, I'm glad that
yeah,
that 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 you got the things. Okay, yeah,
girl, making
yeah.
it, making it.
So you said your
How about
spirit
you?
feels
How's your?
pretty
Oh,
good. My
feels
spirit.
pretty good.
Let's see how my spirit feels today. My spirit feels calm. Um,
Hmm.
what else? Silly. Uh and maybe curious because we haven't talked in a while, and I'm really curious
I
about
know.
what's
I know.
happening in
I
your
know.
world. But yeah, outside of the curiosity, it's the yeah. I feel pretty calm. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, but this past week was a lot for me. So when is the last time that we were here?
Girl,
Was it like 3 weeks ago?
I think three, might be three now. Yeah.
Yeah, like 3 weeks ago. Okay. So yeah, this past week was very up and down for me. Like I felt like
Hmm.
I was on this road to like, all right, I'm getting my life together. Okay. I got my list of things that I need to do every
Right.
day, right? We took
Right.
inspiration
There we
from
go.
you, open curtains,
Oh well,
wake up, drink water, eat, brush
water.
teeth,
Yes.
take shower, like I have my list, right?
The things. Yes.
And then I met with my psychologist and I was
Yes.
sharing my list with her, right? And I was really excited. So I'm like, oh my God, like I got my list, and I got my AM, PM, things and such and whatever.
Yes.
And my cleaning list, right? Because one of the things on my list is to clean something every day. And it doesn't
Okay.
like really matter what it is. It could be sweeping the floor, it could be washing dishes, washing clothes. I think I told you I feel like a Colombian tia. Porque every day it's
Okay.
like necessary to wash laundry, and then
Oh,
you set up the laundry to dry. You have to do it kind of early in the day so that you can take advantage of the what you call it, of the sun. So you do it early in the day, you set it up, and you just kind of have the drying rack, just out here or whatever.
right.
So
Okay.
that has become like a part of my daily ritual, is I have to wash something, because then it also acts like a
Uh,
natural air freshener, because like
Yes.
it smells like fabric softener. So
Yes.
anyway, I got this list, right? And I was really, really excited to share it with my psychologist. And then she was like, "Oh, okay." She said, "Well, how's your sleep going?" And I was like, "Yeah, so um
Tell her.
I be I be sleeping kind of a little, and not necessarily how it's supposed to go, but I'm working on it. And she was like, this is what she did. So she's Mexican, right? So she goes, I am, how do you say,
What was the
I
use of
want to
concern?
say, yeah, yeah. Say concerned. I was like, again, I thought I was doing so well, right? I was like, oh my
Oh,
God,
but did you see my list? But
I'm
did you see
getting
my
my
list?
shit together. This is what we've been talking about. Girl, she
Oh,
said, so, how's your brain feeling? Like, what is it feeling like in your brain? And I was like, it's a bit busy, it's a lot going, but it's always busy, it's always a lot going on.
right.
So, we lining up, she was like, how do I say this? Um, you need to rest. You are trying to make yourself do all these things, and you're fighting against yourself every single day to do these things, and you're
Wow.
saying, I have to open the curtains, I have to do this, I have to do that. She's like, but you're fighting yourself the whole time. And I was like,
But I have to, or those things won't get done, though.
I got to do the things. And she was like, listen.
But the blinds.
She said, she did this. She said, listen, you need to slow down. And I know that you want to speed everything up, pero you need to slow down. And I was like, okay, girl. I don't, I don't know. I just, so she
We gonna
said,
work on it. Oh.
she was like, you need to give your body a chance to wake up when it's ready to wake up. You need to you need to relax. She's like, when you're eating, you need to practice mindfulness. You need to go sit on the balcony. You did like all the things that I'm like, yeah, 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 yeah. But listen,
Yeah, okay. But look,
this
but
list
listen.
though, this is impressive. She was
It
like,
is holding me together, okay?
and she was like, no. So that's
It
where
is
I
getting
am
done.
currently. And
Oh,
I don't, so yeah, I don't know. But I
that's
will
what
say,
therapy will do for you.
for the sake of today, I have already done one, two, three, four things that are on my list. I just want to point that
But have you done them in a restful, slow, non-manic manner? Such as to make your therapist proud.
out.
Is that what you have done? You're not at
I
the end of the
think
list.
I am working on that part.
Because I know for a fact I supercharged through mine because I thought, we haven't heard our tiny tap dancer because I had to put her on Bone Patrol again today.
Mm-hmm.
But we almost had a in-person babysitter that would have been here to give her all the butt scratches her heart desired.
Right.
So that provided me the oomph to be like, emergency reclamation, clean everything. Someone's
Oh.
gonna be in the house.
Oh
You
my
know,
God, I
and so
hate when
sometimes
that
you need
happens.
that jump start. No, I
Yes.
love that jump start because sometimes it's like eventually I'll get around to it. Like, okay, Conda, for real, like it's literally just you that lives here. Like, get your
Yeah.
shit together. Um, and then sometimes the only thing that will like give me the like oomph is, oh, somebody's gonna be here. So it's like,
Yeah.
oh, clean everything, and
Everything.
then it takes like 2 hours. I'm like,
Yeah.
now that you know you need your ass whipped. Like, you could have done
Because it
this.
doesn't take that long. It really doesn't.
It doesn't take long.
Yeah.
It really doesn't. Like, it's
Yeah.
one person in the bathroom, like, how long does that take? 15, 20 minutes?
Right.
Maybe.
Yeah.
3 songs, tops. Oh, side note. So, did you
What?
hear this to help with time blindness? To
What?
put, instead of using timers, well, there was a couple things that I came across that I was super excited about and wondered if people's minds work this way.
Okay.
But one was like time blindness and saying, instead of using a timer that you can just snooze and be like, yeah, 5 more minutes, and then I'll get back to what I was supposed to do,
Mm-hmm.
is to put on like 3 songs that you like have your
Mm-hmm.
productivity playlist,
Mm-hmm.
have 3 songs that you like, and then like drop in a "It's Not Unusual" or like
Oh.
"My Humps" or like
Okay, like
something
a
that's gonna
classic.
like right or
That's gonna make you be
you
like,
said
oh,
funny. So here's the funny thing. I like where your head went. I said "It's Not Unusual" in as a song that I would want to change. Like, it would snap
oh.
me out of my 3 song vibe. And
Listen,
you were like,
I'm
"Oh, put
just
on the
ready to get
jam."
it in, baby. I'm just like, get you a good throwback on there, baby. We were, oh, look, that's what I be like.
You know, I'm gonna need you to not back it up. So it's not unusual. I was all right with the Carlton. But so you can do it however
There
you
are
like.
options.
But
Hmm.
originally it was 3 songs that's your jam, and then one
Got
song
you.
that's gonna like pull you out of that zone, so you can be
Okay.
like, oh, okay, next task, and then 3 more songs, and so that way that's your
Ah,
15 minutes or your like 12 minutes. The songs are so short right now. Have you
I
noticed
know,
that?
girl. I
The
was
songs used to
thinking
be
that,
5 minutes.
bro. I thought it was just me because this is the thing. I use the song strategy for showers because
Ah,
I don't be knowing nothing about no time when I'm in the shower. I'm in there, especially when I get, I'm either hot or cold with showers. So like either I'm trying to get in and get the
right.
hell out, or I'm in here
Or it's an
sleeping.
all day
Oh,
everything.
baby,
We
we in
in here.
honey concert. Okay. So when I get in those concert moods, I need to like keep some kind of track of the time, especially if I
Right,
have somewhere
right.
to be, specifically when I have somewhere to be and I'm taking a shower
Mm,
because I have somewhere to be, then I'd be like, girl, you got 2 songs,
because
sis. And then you need to get that ass out. But to your point, the songs used to be like 5 minutes and not in like three, 2.5.
two
Like,
and a
what is
half.
happening?
Exactly. So pick your songs accordingly because they're skimping us on the spins. But
But can I add this too though? Side note, my and
yes,
also my ADHD is
yes,
in full effect today. So we just gonna go there.
full effect today. It's fine.
I heard so I love Here's the Thing and Come on Stage That Chick
Yes.
Angel, right? So Angel was saying that when she was doing One Margarita, that it could only
Uh-huh.
be so long because if you want your song to play in the strip club, that it could only be a certain length of time for the performance. Dead ass.
They couldn't just snip like whatever.
No, like if you want your song to be played, then you want to, start to finish or whatever, then it could only be a certain amount of time because that's how long the routine is.
Well, ain't that something? Color me
So I
surprised.
don't know
I learned something new today.
if that's why like people started, shortening their songs because they was trying to diversify,
So they could get
you
planned.
know.
So they could plan the I was
But
literally just talking to somebody the other day about the strip club and how it's like, I mean, they're fine, one way or another, whatever. But strip clubs really have the best food. Have you ever eaten in a strip club?
so I don't like strip clubs.
But have you
I've
ever eaten in one, though?
she's
Two different
focused.
things.
Focus. That's not what I asked you. No, because I've never been to like I've never been to like an actual, that's not a lie. I have been to one actual strip club. It was in Milwaukee and it was a long, long, long time ago when one of my friends was getting married. But I've never like been to a strip club. I hear that the food is amazing. But
Got it.
I've never been able to partake because I can't get over the barrier of this is a strip club and it's a lot going on, you know, it's a lot
Gotcha.
happening and like things. But yeah, so I've heard the food is excellent.
The food is really good. The wings, one of the places I had the best steak was in a strip club in San Diego.
Mm.
Like just randomly. And it was a stripper's birthday. And she was like, "Oh, you guys should have," like, she was like sharing her birthday dinner with us. And we were like,
Oh,
"We need to order this." So just after, imagine a group of, I don't know, it was probably 8 of us, like walking down the street to our cars, completely toasted because it's like early in the morning, eating a steak by hand. Like that's
oh,
how good this steak was. Yeah.
wow.
So you never know. So if somebody is like, "Hey Kim, randomly, you want to go to a strip club and you're hungry, even though
It's
you want
about
to
the
say no to
food.
the strip club, you can
Gotcha.
say yes to dinner." There
Got
you
it.
go.
Got it. Now I don't know what the
Hmm.
scene is like here in Colombia. Um,
Oh.
it's a
Mm.
lot. So
Mm.
I would have to do some
Go with a
research.
local. Yeah. Don't just strolling off the street. I would not recommend.
I need, I need I need a few recommendations. I'm gonna have to put it in the WhatsApp group.
Yes.
Hey y'all.
Right.
So
Right.
where?
Anybody in the comment section today, if you know where to frequent in Colombia, that's safe.
Correct.
Feel free to drop it down in
Safely.
the comments.
Yes, absolutely. Because I'm cute. They might be trying to enlist me. And,
You
I'm
know,
like,
but
hey,
look, hey,
you
hey,
know,
I'm just saying, I might be
also,
open. Let me, if they
look,
send you an application, send it this way.
I was just about to say, side note, one of my mental health specialists said to me
We're
the
on
other
6
day,
side notes by now, just so you
all
know.
of them. We
Go ahead.
taking all of every detour that comes up. We're going down the road. Okay. One of my mental health specialists, not to put anybody out there. So that's what I'm just saying one of them. They were like, so what might it look like, for you to explore earning some money there in Colombia. And I was like, well, technically I have to have a work visa. She was like, yeah, I wasn't really talking about that. I was, just, you know, you know.
Okay.
And I was
Let me give you a little shoulder.
and I
She
was like,
said, "Well,
sis, if it if I need to press the go button, I might need to get on out there to the network. But hopefully
Oh,
we
what?
can figure something out before then.
You always gotta have options. Life is about
Absolutely.
girl.
Absolutely need to have options. So
Not the shoulders, Jimmy.
speaking of options, you the last time we talked, you had a whole bunch of
Oh yes,
options going on in life
girl.
about things, and we haven't really caught up, but also the people don't know. So where you
The
at
people
with
don't
your
know. I know.
options in life?
I'm still searching. I am living the Jeffersons theme song, but I'm like, not the Jeffersons, the
I
good
was like,
times. I don't know
good
why I saw the
times.
Jeffersons, but
Okay.
I wish I was. I mean, moving on up is a great
I
theme
was
song.
here
I
for it.
aspire to that one. That would be phenomenal. We're gonna put
Okay.
that one in my little prayer list. But right
Gotcha.
now it might be more of a good time. Scratch it.
Uh-oh, you muted yourself. Hold on. Come back. Where you went? There
Not
you
a
go.
was I touched nothing. So I
Uh,
don't know how that happened. But
I don't know. But go ahead. So good
um
times.
But yes, so scratching and surviving. So any and everything that is coming my way, I am like, yes. Let's say yes. So usher at the Superdome. So like whenever they have like shows and stuff. So next shows or games. So next week.
Oh, not Usher the artist.
Not Usher the artist. I feel like I said that to somebody else and they were like,
Doing the
hold one moment.
I
I would have called you about that. That would not be. I wouldn't be like, let me wait till I have a so random time.
Gotcha.
No,
Usher ring. Usher ring.
Usher. I'll be
gotcha.
Usher with the Superdome. So like you can find me at the Pelicans game on Tuesday and Thursday of this upcoming week. If you see me out there, say hey, it is me. What else? Substitute teaching. So I'm just waiting to get some notices to say like, hey, we need somebody. I know it's coming up on like spring break and end of the school year, so we'll see. Maybe vacations and sick days. You know, I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Trying to use my executive assistance positions wherever I can with businesses that need help and just helping manage calendars and like to-do lists, just try to keep them on track. Started I can't say bartending because for me to say bartending, I feel like is like a slap in the face to real bartenders. But
bartender in training.
I guess so. We can call it that. I mean, I have a certificate that says I'm a responsible vendor, so we'll go that far. I am at this bar, which is fun. It like gets me out the house, has me talk to people because sometimes I like to my circle get real small, and then I forget how to people again. Which why the pandemic, I was built for that. That was phenomenal.
Thanks, bro.
If it wasn't for all the death, I would say bring it back again. You know,
right.
A lot of people.
But I enjoyed. If we could just pause there for a moment, because what I enjoyed about that time was there was no expectation to have to be somewhere. Correct. Like I really appreciated not having to, because if I have an appointment for a day,
that's all day. That's an all day appointment.
Oh my God. And the refrigerator man was supposed to come the other day, right? And she told me at first, the owner of the place, she messaged and was like, hey, she texted me at like 6 a.m. She's, you know, I'm not awake. I don't be up at that time. So she was like, hey, if you get this, like he is able to come this morning. Well, I didn't see it until like 10:30, 11. So then I was like, well, good morning. Can he still come today or should he come another day? And she was like, oh yeah, he said he's going to come around 4. Bro, he didn't get here to 6:30, son. And I couldn't do nothing for the rest of the day. Like I couldn't eat because I didn't have no groceries, right? So I didn't want to buy groceries because the refrigerator wasn't really working. Like, so it was like, I was just on hold until he came.
See, yeah, an appointment is the death because it's just like, okay, I have this much time to get ready. Then I need to be here. Then I need to prepare for the visit. Then once the visit is over, I need to like recount everything that happened in the visit and then bring myself down from having all of the interaction with the people throughout the time. It's just a lot. It is. And I don't think people realize that. Oh, and that was one of the things I was saying too. When you see time, what way is it for you? Is it vertical or is it horizontal?
When I see time.
Like if I'm saying from like you have your list. Is your list like this or is your list like this?
Vertical.
So it is vertical.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
So, okay. Apparently, that's why we're stressed. Let me know in the comments if y'all have any differences. If when you see time, you see it like this. So it's like one task, one task, one task. Or you see this of task. Okay. These are all the tasks. Okay. So vertical, you're looking at everything. Horizontal, you're just looking at like the one in front of you. The next one. I can do these one by one. The time is going this way. But when you're looking at your day, like this is my day,
Uh-huh.
see all of the tasks at once. And so it's all emergent. It's
Uh-huh.
all now. And
Uh-huh.
that is part of why we're like frantically using our list. And I was like, I don't know if that's a thing, but
I have questions. I have
right.
questions. So like when you're because I'm a lister, okay?
Yeah.
Love me a good list. So in this case, if I'm writing a list, am I supposed to put one thing per page or something? Like how do
Well,
I shift my vertical list to a horizontal
well,
list?
again, you're trying to see the whole list at once. It's just, I'm gonna get like, what? We
Confused.
just say, I have this stuff to get done.
Uh-huh.
These are the things. These are the hours of the day from 8 in the morning to 5
Okay.
p.m.
Uh-huh.
So 9 o'clock, I have an appointment. Okay, that appointment's done. My next thing says I have a whatever at 11:30. That one's done.
Okay.
Then, I'm free all the way here until 3. And that's
Okay.
my next thing. We're like this, where it's, oh, I have to go here. I have to do this at 11. I have to do this at
Uh-huh.
3. So they're
Uh-huh.
always there, always present
Uh-huh.
in your face as something to do. Instead of,
Okay.
let me get this one thing done and then worry about the next thing when it's the next thing's time.
When it's time for the next thing.
No, that sounds irresponsible.
I have to figure out how to shift it because this is literally what my psychologist said in her concern. She was like, I need you to do one thing at a time. And I was like, I am. I
Right.
open the curtains, one thing. Boom. I brush my teeth, one thing, right? And so she was like, yes, but you are trying to do all the things. So what I'm trying to wrap my mind around right now as you are speaking is how do I reconfigure my brain to only see the one thing? Like
Right.
what because if I put it on my calendar, it's
Mhm.
still a list, right? So because I hear you talking in timeline is what I hear you
Only
talking.
because I know that's a easier.
But even in my timeline, I still feel like it's vertical.
It's still, they're all well, because it's all in the 2D world, so you're gonna see it all at once. But your attack of the things is not. This is my whole thing that I have to get done today.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And even if it has a time associated to it or not, this is everything I need to get done. So
Uh-huh.
I need to blow through all of it.
Uh-huh.
Versus, all right, it's, I got up out of bed. Ooh,
Uh-huh.
let me start my day. Like, okay, I open my blinds. Oh, the blinds are open. Oh, that feels good. I should go brush my teeth next. Okay, let me
Mm.
go brush my teeth. And like letting that lead you into the next
Yeah.
thing instead of open your eyes and you're attacked with this vertical
Attacking the
list
list.
of, I gotta open my blinds, I gotta brush my teeth, I gotta drink 8 glasses of water, I need to stretch, I need to pray, I need to meditate. Like all of this has to get done.
Yes.
Versus today's Sunday. Let's wake up. Step one.
Yeah. First.
The day has started. Thank you, Jesus. Amen. The day has started. Let's open these blinds. Like, oh, good. We got some sunshine. All right, let me see. I think I'm gonna brush my teeth for a little razzle
Uh-huh.
dazzle. Like
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I don't know how much razzle dazzle people with these horizontal mind frames have, but
I don't know. And that's what I was just about to say. I really need people to weigh in because one, I've never thought about this question before
Mhm.
and how I organize time and tasks, if you will. But I'm appreciating you bringing this up because it literally. I had a conversation with my psychologist. I also had a conversation with Lewis,
Uh-huh.
and he was like, because I had said I'm working on this list, and at the time, the list was just a list.
Right.
Like it wasn't even organized or anything. It was just in a day, I need to do these things.
Right.
So then he was like, well, can you put them in an order that you would naturally do?
Oh,
So then I was like, okay. So like the first thing I have, wake up. Then I have listened to this meditation song. Then I have open the curtains, but it's still operating like the list. What
right.
I appreciate about what you're saying, and I think this is what my psychologist was trying to get me to understand, because she has said something like everything doesn't have to be done in order. She was like, you just allow the day to happen, and
Right.
then the things. So that's what I hear you saying is like, okay, I wake up, I know that's first, but then after that, what is my body, my spirit, my mind telling me that I can do next
Right.
that will add some sparkle and razzle dazzle to my day?
Right.
Okay, I'm gonna have to try this.
So I was wondering. I mean, it's hard because we're two vertical thinkers, and Xavier is also a vertical thinker. Thank you for sharing in the group. So if there are any horizontal thinkers out there, please feel free to kind of pop in and say this is how you view it, or you don't even think about it, which is what I feel like a lot of people saying. Is just
Yeah, I've never thought about it, but I'm willing to think about it. Now this is going to be on my brain like all day. Because I really do, I'm in this space of trying to start the day together.
Right. Right. That's where it all begins, right?
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
I've been trying to figure out, I've been like saying these prayers, and even in our last video, I think I asked for like prayers over like being anxious and just overthinking and being able to kind of figure it out. But what I'm struggling with is trying to figure out how praying to not overthink isn't overthinking. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense. Because I'm like,
it does.
I feel like the fact that I have to pray about it means that I'm overdoing. It's like,
but how else would you be able to not?
right. How do I, like, what does it look like? What does it look like to not? First thing. But even like, I told you in this like faith walk and trying to understand what not knowing what the next steps are going to be. And, some of this stuff is hard to not think about, and to not think about feels irresponsible. So it's like, how do you make that connection and say, okay, this is me trusting and having faith that, God, the universe is going to provide this next thing as long as I show up. But
how do I not worry about that and
not
think about that? Well, like you said, go ahead. Well, you said something like, shit, what did you say? You said, how do I not overthink the praying about the thing? So I feel like, oh, you said that it feels reckless to not overthink. That's what you said.
Irresponsible. Yeah.
Yes. So, but that's why I feel like I just be like, fuck it.
He got me. He got me.
Because I even said
the best thing about that. Can you see my necklace?
What's this say?
I can't do my
your influencer hand. It's pretty.
Oh,
I can't listen. My eyes.
Oh,
Kalana,
I'm sorry. Well, it says fuck.
Oh, okay.
So when you said, I was about to say I need to work on my fuck it, but then I'm like, I'm literally wearing a necklace that says fuck. So I should be further along in this process.
But like you said, it feels irresponsible, because what will happen with me is I will, for instance, like if I'm like, okay, God, listen, it's bills that got to get paid. Okay. Now you done told me to come out here, and you done told me to do these things. All right. And I'm doing the things. But what I'm also not finna do is worry about how these bills about to get paid. Now the rent is due on the 1st. Now you need to figure out where the check is coming from. Okay. So that this rent can get paid. Now I am about to go sit on the balcony and enjoy my day. That's what I'm finna do. Like, so whatever. So that's why I feel like I be like, hey, my boy, handle that. I'm finna take a nap. and you let me know what's up. Like, so that's what I just be real like, fuck it, it's whatever.
I need to work on that. I don't know how that.
No, you don't?
Oh, because I'm like, how? Like, I'll be like, these bills got to get paid, and it's coming due, and it's due. So now what? Like, do I need to pack? Like, should
Oh,
I just say, is that what you mean by have faith? Like, I'm gonna have faith that if this bill don't get paid, I need to move. Like, that's what you meant? Because I can pack and go as long as I pay this car note, I got somewhere to live. Like, is that the faith that we're talking about?
I don't
Because
think that's the. I don't
it
think that's
didn't
how it
feel
works.
like that's what they were saying, but
I
that's
don't.
what I feel when my brain will not stop. Cause girl, but pray like I don't know how to not overthink. Like I'm literally overthinking, praying about overthinking.
Uh
Please, Jesus, make it stop. Like somebody.
huh. So I feel like, because I'm trying to think of how I got to this place of
Yeah,
just
please
being
tell
like,
me.
fuck it. I didn't have the answer. I didn't like. I just was like, I don't have the answers. I do not have them. There is nothing in my brain, or I am in a space where no matter how much I want to will myself to do something, that my brain is like, we're not doing that today.
Well, I
So
definitely did that. Yes.
yeah, so it's like instead of, I guess I read something and it was like no matter how much you try to force your brain to do something, if it's not prepared to do it, it's not going to do it, right?
Mhm.
So I think a part of it maybe for me is understanding when my brain is in fight, flight, freeze, survival mode, right? So like there are so first let me say before I go down this rabbit hole, I am a geek when it comes to brain research. Like it is really something that has helped me to understand myself, because I am somebody who would spend so much time like being like, get your shit together
Right.
asaptually, right? So I've been trying to understand what my brain is able to do and what it is not at any given moment. So I think when I get to these spaces of not having answers or whatever, I realize that my brain cannot biologically access executive functioning,
Mm.
right? So it's like we have a downstairs brain, we have an upstairs brain. So in our downstairs brain is our amygdala, which controls our fight, flight, or freeze response. The first question that your amygdala asks is, am I safe?
Right.
Right? Then the next question is, am I loved or am I connected? Then that's both the downstairs brain. Then the upstairs brain is, what can I learn?
Mm-hmm.
Right? So if I'm in my downstairs brain, I have to allow myself to decompress, which can take anywhere from 30 to 90 minutes after triggering,
She
to
said
be
minute.
able to be able to access my executive functioning. So
Right.
if I can realize you are paralyzed, like because I freeze. That's what
Mhm.
happens with me when I get in survival mode. I just be like, I can't do nothing. I can't
Mhm.
just lay down. Just
Yep.
stop it
Please.
all. Um, when I realize I'm in freeze mode, then I do my best to give myself grace and be like, you are in freeze mode right now. In order for you to access anything that you want to be able to do, you are going to have to get yourself out of that mode. So that is kind of like my realization. And then after that, sometimes I'm able to come back to the executive function, or other times I'm just like, I ain't got it today.
Right.
And when I ain't got it, that's not be like, my boy,
This on you.
I ain't got it. Okay. I ain't got it. So what you gonna do? You know? So
Interesting.
that's the process that I
So
think I've
I don't think I ever get out of downstairs. I
mm,
think I'm always in the am I safe?
mm-hmm.
Because it's like, and not safe in the sense, I guess, of harm, but like
Mhm.
in, I don't know. That's interesting because it just doesn't feel safe. Like if at its core, like is
Mhm.
everything not certain, but
Mhm.
to the degree of which you can kind of predict.
Mhm.
We discussed before that I didn't realize I was a control freak, but I am apparently a control freak.
I
Um,
also had to have that realization, by the
it was
way.
odd because
And yeah,
I don't see what I think of as a control freak. I don't see myself as.
same.
And so, but then I realized, oh yeah, I'm spending a lot of time trying to control everything
Yeah.
so I feel safe. So it's
Yes.
like, and that's other people's emotions. So if I need to behave a certain way in order to
Mhm.
get the desired response from them, then that is what I will need to do because that is what will keep me safe in this situation.
Right.
And when I
Yeah.
can't do that, or like there's like contradicting information in that, that is shut down, time to go to sleep
Yep.
because there is a right and a wrong answer, and I can't make the wrong one. So no
Right.
answer
No
is better
answer.
than the wrong answer, you know?
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
yeah. So I don't really necessarily get past the are you safe to are you
Yeah.
loved and what do you want to learn? I
Mhm.
mean, learning around me, but it's mostly about how to persevere.
Be safe. Mhm.
Hmm.
Mhm. Yeah, and this concept of safety, I think, of course, immediately when people think of safety, they think of like physical safety.
Right.
But
And that's
yeah, what I hear you saying is the psychological safety to be able to not have to be worrying or figuring something out or like just being able to be
yeah.
for a moment, and well, more than a moment, to be able to be for some time of not having to do something else to make
Right.
sure that I don't have to pack this
Right.
this month, you
Right.
know.
Right.
Yeah.
That's safe.
Yeah.
Like,
Mhm.
and right
Mhm.
now, none of that feels like that. So
Yeah.
how do I not overthink when I'm like, because I think last time we talked, I had just seen something that said, God factored in your stupidity when He factored
Mhm.
in your lessons and stuff, and so made me that was like very reassuring. I was like, oh,
Yes.
good, whew, He knows I'm an idiot,
Cuz I'll be out here doing the
and
most.
I might fuck this up at any point, right? But then I'm like, but did he though? Like, did he get? Because what if he didn't think I might do this? Because I know that he is working on it and I want to do it the right way. But now that I'm thinking about it, it's
Uh
like pull this all into focus and that there
ah,
is a right or wrong choice now because I'm aware.
got
That's
you.
much.
And I go
And
the opposite direction.
it does not stop.
Yeah, and
And it
I go
feels
the
like a movie for
absolute opposite
that.
direction. Like I just be like, "Hey, you are all knowing, all powerful, all the things. Okay. You know me. That's why I be asking God for emails. You know me. You know I be tripping. You know I be out here doing the most. You know I don't be doing what I'm supposed to do. And I just be doing my best. You already know that. Now,
Right.
also, because you are all knowing and all the things and all of that, I always go back to my boy. You told me to do this. You told me to do this. So since you told me to do this, then you need to figure it out, sir.
Right.
Okay. I cannot drive myself crazy trying to figure this out. And that's what I just be like, and what's gonna happen is gonna happen. Because if you don't do it, then people gonna be talking about you. And I know you don't want the people to be talking about you. Here's your chance to flex, my boy.
You don't want your name to be sullied out in these streets.
Because I done already told them that you told me to do this, because that's what
Right.
you told me to say. So I done already said that, right?
Right.
Now, if you don't do what you said you was going to do, the people going to say you a liar. And what I know is that you ain't a liar. So show out, my boy. I'm finna go sit on the balcony and try to be a chocolate goddess. And you just
No.
tap me in if there's some instructions that need to
See,
happen. But other than that, handle it, sir.
You're gonna make me go lay down in my driveway. So I can work on my chocolate goddessness.
First off,
My sister's pale right now. Oh, look. Oh, wait. Maybe
listen.
when I lean in. Wait, let me look the camera. Maybe the camera is lying. I am not this pale in real life, y'all. I do not match that table that is behind me. That is a table.
Not that you don't match the table. No, seriously, on the chocolate goddess tip. When is the last time? Probably when I went to St. Martin. So in July,
Oh,
I had
see?
gone
Oh,
to Miami. She's still sitting here trying to
see?
find it.
Look how dark I look right now. Wait, it's shifting. It's the camera, y'all. No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
But that was the last time that I was like, sis, you better be out here sun kissed and stuff. You know, it was a very, very, it was beautiful. And I just feel like I need to get back there. So yeah, my first step is on this balcony. And then after that, we do have like a pool and all that kind of stuff here.
Right.
First of all, absolute side note, these Colombians take swimming seriously.
Oh.
You hear me? They not just in the pool, just sitting there soaking up sun. You hear me? They got the swim cap on. They is doing laps. They is practicing the different strokes. They serious about swimming.
Go ahead.
I ain't never seen nothing like it.
I ain't never seen nothing like
Because I personally, now I know you're a former lifeguard, so you might feel differently. But okay, I'm gonna say what I gotta say, then I'm gonna ask if you remember something. You might feel differently. No, but your mama tried to drown me though. Do you remember? This is not even what I was gonna ask you. Do you remember your mama throwing me into the pool and being like, swim when y'all lived in them blue apartments?
So I remember living in the blue apartments and we were always at that pool. I do remember that. I also know that my mother's tried and true method of teaching me was just put the baby in the water.
Thought I was gonna die.
But the funny thing is, I don't remember this, but I remember my mom telling me this story forever and ever. We were at the Y and we were playing in the pool. She was standing. My mom can swim, but she doesn't like deep water. She wants to be able to touch the ground at all times. Okay. So,
and my mama
she's
can't
standing in
swim
the
to
pool.
save her life, child. She's scared of the shower.
Not the shower. So we're playing the jump from the side into her arms, and then I'll get out and do it again. We having a great time. Well, I went to the deep end and just jumped, and she was like, oh,
"You on your own, sis."
Somebody get up.
How old were you?
Oh, I was a baby. If we were at the Y, it was probably like 5.
Wow.
Probably like 5. Did you see the video of the lady who slipped in between the boat and the dock?
Yes, girl. Girl, kill me now. You understand? I'm dead. I'm in here. I'm just done. Done.
Oh my God.
Done. But this is what I was going to ask you about jumping in the deep end. This is what I was actually going to ask. So my mama had a company picnic one time. And there was a pool, and the pool went up to 12 feet, and it was a diving board. And you and I were at the pool, and I jumped into 12 feet. You were teaching me how to tread water, and I jumped off the diving board, not like forward into the pool. I kind of like jumped sideways towards the edge, and was 12 feet. Do you?
I do not remember that.
I thought to myself, Kalanda's a lifeguard. She'll save me.
So here's the funny thing, Kim. That's why I put the church finger up when you said it. I have never.
You wasn't a lifeguard? Shut your face. You were down there at the where you used to go. Remember you used to come to my house?
I was a camp counselor. I was on the swim team. but I was never a lifeguard.
You lying to me.
Girl, you put your life in Jesus' hands that day, thinking
Oh,
I was gonna be the one.
I thought you were a lifeguard.
No, ma'am. Never have I ever.
So when you were a camp counselor, I feel like you used to, were you doing somewhere near my house? Wasn't it at like St. Gabriel or something?
I went to camp at St. Gabriel, but I wasn't a counselor at St. Gabriel. I was a counselor at the Y at Lee Circle, and then became the camp director at the Y at Lee Circle that next year. Girl.
I totally made this up. I
didn't believe the golf cart story? You convinced yourself.
Y'all got to go back and listen to the last episode with the golf cart, because it happened, and Keenan even verified that that's how his golf cart. He was like, "That's how I got that scratch." Yes, that is what happened. So this is not one of those situations, man.
Okay.
But for some reason, I really thought you were a lifeguard. Like, I see you with braids. I feel like you had on red shorts.
That was St. Gabriel. That was camp.
So maybe I just thought that was the lifeguard uniform, because I had been watching Saved by the Bell, and they had like the red shorts. So maybe I just clearly assumed that you were a lifeguard. And I never went to camp. Like, well, that's not true. I never went to like summer camp like you went to summer camp.
Oh.
I went to like learning camp.
Science camp. I did science camp and summer camp. But
where you went to science camp at?
Science camp at UNO.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Was it the eggs and made the chicken bones rubbery? And
was it the Sparkle program?
Oh, girl, don't give me the line about the name. I just
because I did a program at UNO too, but we were doing what we did what you call it, robotics and coding. And I had to build we built like houses out of trash bags.
Oh, fun.
And it was so much fun. I had to be, this was maybe like, let me see, 5th grade I was at Dillard. So this might have been like 3rd or 4th grade. And the assignment with the because it was an engineering program.
Right.
So we had to like cut out our pattern, I guess you will, for what we wanted our house to be like. And then we had to tape it together and make sure it had no holes and all that. And then we used a fan to blow it up. But then other people also made, like other groups also made their houses. And then we had to figure out how to connect the houses for all of the fans to keep the houses connected and inflated. It was very interesting. And also I had my debut on the stage in the production Adventures in Mall Sitting. And it wasn't my first lead role, because my first lead role was as the big angel in the Christmas program down there at St. Paul.
Paul.
Yeah, that was my first lead role. But this was a big role because I had auditioned. I don't remember auditioning for the big angel. I don't remember how I got it. I just know I rocked it.
Like, clearly I shut it down.
I shut it down.
No one else could be the big angel but me.
Nobody else. Okay. Like, I had my halo on my wings, baby. I was on it. Okay. And I was like, I don't know, 3 or 4. Like, I was good. But this role I could read by this time. So I had to be like 8 or something. And I was the lead for Adventures in Mall Sitting at the UNO Sparkle program.
Wow. Well, you said yes. I was. Yeah. No, the only play I've ever been in was West Side Story. And I was Baby Boy. Baby Boy?
I've never seen West Side Story, by the way.
You said what?
I've never seen West Side Story.
Oh, no. Wanna be in America. Oh yeah, it's a time. You should watch it.
I just figured like there's a lot of this.
Yeah, when you're a jet all the way from your first cigarette to your last dying day. Yeah.
Nope, never seen it.
That happened. But that was like my only acting role. I killed it, obviously.
Clearly.
Other than that, I think I was only on the stage one other time. I was in the Pangea group, and we all learned how to mamba and a bunch of different dances. And then I was mambaing on the stage. And I think in one of the yearbooks, you can see my cast in a picture.
Oh, I used to always want to be in the yearbook. Like, but I never played. Well, I was like, you know, here and there, but like I never played sports. And it seemed
Right.
like the athletes were always the ones who got to like really be cameoed in the
Yeah.
yearbook. So I like really had to step my game up to be in the right place at the right time. You know, you got to make friends with the people who put the yearbook together. Like, you see me over here.
Like, look at me coming from science class. I just finished French. Bonjour.
Okay, speaking of bonjour. This is just the show of random tangents.
Okay.
So what you had a foreign exchange student
Two.
come to
Yeah.
your house. You never did an exchange, did you?
I
But you
wish.
had them come. I know,
Mhm.
right? You had them come to your house, and I remember that I struggled to communicate because I didn't know the French. I only knew there was a there was there was a song that I learned in 6th grade, and it was about plucking a chicken.
Oh.
And it went like this. Alouette, gentille alouette. Alouette, je te plumerai. Je te plumerai la tête. Je te plumerai la tête. Et la tête, et la tête. Alouette, alouette. Oh, do you know this song?
Yes.
I've said this to other people and they were like, I don't know what you're talking about.
My mom sings that song.
Really?
Yeah. Well, because that was why I took French in the first place, because my mom took French in high school. And so growing up, like randomly, she would say stuff in French and I'd be like, oh my goodness, that's amazing. I want to learn French, you know? And so like randomly she would tell me like different words or whatever and, you know, just whatever. And so then I get to McMain and they have French and I'm like, I'm going to take French. You know, we live in New Orleans. It's a French city and, you know, I mean, it's Spanish too, but, you know, at the time, this was pretty good school. Not very Spanish. Now,
I tell people that all the time. I'm like, we didn't know nobody's Spanish.
Mexican food was Taco Bell. I didn't know real Mexican food existed until I was well into my 20s. Like when I moved to San Diego, Eric called me like, let me tell you, they have this place and they have tacos, but it's not tacos like you think about tacos. It's like they have this tortilla and it has fish with cabbage in this sauce. It is so good. The first time you come here, we have to go get these fish tacos. And I had them and I was like, oh my God, like Taco Bell has been lying to me my whole life. Because I definitely thought that was Mexican food.
That was all we had.
Thank you, San Diego. Thank you. But yes, so I learned French or went through high school, went through AP French, all of it. Moved to Florida, Spanish. Left Florida, moved to Texas, Spanish. Left Texas, moved to San Diego. One exit away from Tijuana, Mexico, Spanish. Moved back to New Orleans, post Katrina.
Everything is Spanish.
Bonjour, je m'appelle Kalanda. Who cares? No one cares.
Wow.
So French, loved it to death, but it does not help me with anything.
It wasn't practical.
And like the best it can help me with is reading Spanish. And because they're both romantic languages, they're both similar enough that I can like guess my way around. But yeah, I loved it though. It was a great time.
Did you ever get like the French, the way they pronounce things?
But Not really. I mean, but it was New Orleans teaching French, so it was probably more, Acadiana French than
Very true.
Parisian French. It just
Very
depends.
true.
But it was very funny with the exchange students because we had two. So we had
Uh-huh.
one exchange student, a dream, Clarice. She was from Isle de Réunion. I remember all of that. She was amazing. Had the curliest hair. I think
I think I remember her.
on my Facebook somewhere. She's probably still on there. So like super sweet. We were like, I think I took her to a dance. Like we did all the things. And I
Uh-huh.
had my little French book to help us communicate. It was
Yes,
great.
I
It went so
remember.
good. We were like, oh, next time the opportunity came around, my mom was like, yeah, absolutely. If you want to do it, we'll do it again. Cool. I can't even remember this girl's name. I do know she was gorgeous, really pretty girl, tall, everything. She gets to the house, and I don't remember if it was the first night or the second night, but she was trying to smoke a cigarette in my mama's house. I'm not gonna let her brother smoke cigarettes in her house. So that was not happening. So we're like, no, dear, you cannot, you cannot smoke. No fumar. Not that's
Yes.
Spanish. Whatever. I can't even remember what it is in French. But no smoking. So okay, cool. So then the next day we wake up to the alarm going off, like the whole house, just alarm, right? Now we lived in Gentilly, but we were like probably 2 blocks away from the St. Bernard Project, I guess. It
Uh-huh.
wasn't far.
It
Like it
wasn't
wasn't
far.
close, but it wasn't far. Like, but I
Uh-huh.
mean, New Orleans, you're always a block away from a different
So,
spice. So she was trying to go, we go down, or I get up, she comes running up the stairs, and she has on a sweater, no pants, just the sweater. And she's like, oh my gosh. And so we're like, it's okay, it's okay. So we turn off the alarm. She was trying to go for a walk.
well, girl,
In
with no
Gentilly
with
on
no
Paris
pants
Avenue
on, you
with
don't
no
speak the
pants on, no
language.
pants on, just a sweatshirt. She was just going outside. Just, I'm gonna take a walk. And we're like, oh no, oh no, you can't stay. Like we gonna have a dead Parisian. Like
She's
that
a
is not
liability.
okay. We had
Yeah.
to we had to send her back.
Oh,
We were
wow.
yes, it did not work. We
She was a liability.
it was girl.
That's
Because she was mad.
wild.
She was mad we wouldn't let her smoke and that we wouldn't let her take a walk down the streets of Paris Avenue at like whatever time it was in the morning. Like, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, absolutely not. Yeah. So that was
Wow.
my French exchange student experience.
That's crazy. I remember the first girl because I remember you like always having your dictionary, and I feel like she was around a lot. Like we
Yeah,
did
we
a
like
lot of
went through.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't remember the second girl, but that's wild. So I took Latin in
Mhm.
school my first 2 years, and then I took Spanish. But funny story, me and some of my classmates the other day were reflecting on our Spanish experience because so I went to prep, for anybody who doesn't know, and that is an all girls Catholic high school, right? So we were taught by nuns. Not everybody was a nun or a father, but a lot of people. So Sister Margaret Mary was my foreign language teacher. So I had her for 2 years for Latin, and I took Latin one because I wanted to be a doctor, but also because you couldn't speak it. So
Mm.
I was like, that sounds amazing.
Perfect. She's like right up my alley.
I learned these words.
Like,
I ain't got to say
like
nothing. We good to go, right? So I'm killing it in Latin. Okay, Latin one, Latin two. I would have went up to Latin four if it was available, but it wasn't. So my junior year, I had to pick a different foreign language, right? So I'm thinking Spanish, and I don't know why I was thinking Spanish. I guess I don't know, because wasn't nobody speaking Spanish in New Orleans, right?
right.
But I don't know. So I picked Spanish. Girl, they put us in this class with this man, Senor Christoph. When I tell you I hated that class, like I just didn't feel like my boy knew what he was talking about. I just felt like he was incredibly unprepared and just like winging it. And I remember I got in trouble because he made me mad one day and I wrote on my paper, mi tío es muy feo, right? But I drew
Oh,
a picture of him. And he was like, so feo means ugly.
yeah.
Theo is uncle. Well, he wasn't my uncle, but
Right.
I drew a picture
Like,
clearly
you
of
call
him
me ugly.
because I didn't want to say my teacher. So I said somebody else,
Well,
right?
you said your uncle.
But in the same token, it's clear that it was him. And he was like, "What is this?" And I was like, "My picture." Like, questioning me. So he's like, "So what is this about?" And I was like, "You told us to draw a picture and write a sentence." Like I did that. Like he was so bad. But anyway, me and my classmates went to our principal and we were like, "You have got to take us out of this class. Like this man, he does not know what he is talking about. Like we want Sister Margaret Mary back." And he gave us Sister Margaret Mary back. Because
Wow.
that Senor Christoph baby, he was not where it was at. You understand me? And now being an educator years later, he was winging it. He was learning the shit before he
He
taught
was
us.
just doing the best
Okay.
he could.
He was doing the best he could, baby, with what he had. But Sister Margaret Mary, she spoke Spanish. She didn't do French. She did Spanish. I think she spoke German. She taught Latin. Like she taught a few things, baby. Sister Margaret Mary used to have us at the competitions, honey, rolling them R's, baby. Okay. But yeah, I had got in trouble about that with Senor Christoph. But it wasn't my fault because he was incompetent and he shouldn't have been trying to act like he was.
She's like, that was not my fault.
It wasn't. He didn't know what he was talking about. Like we would ask questions. It wasn't. So anyway, now I am on the self-taught journey of
Yes.
Spanish through the use of Duolingo. This is not sponsored, but also
Feel free.
it should be. Right. Also, it should be. Because that's how I've been teaching myself is with Duolingo. And but I also just met a guy, he's a biologist the other day, and he wants to learn English.
Oh, cool.
So and I do that sometimes. It's like I'll meet people that want to learn English and then they help me learn whatever Spanish or whatever. So the guy was like, "Okay, so can we practice?" He's like, "Cuz I really need to know grammar." And I was like, "Me too, my boy." Because did y'all have to diagram sentences when you were in school?
Did I? So, speaking of French, A+ student in French, right? English, we had a teacher that made us diagram sentences. I had a D in English. My mom was like,
A D?
Girl,
As in dog?
as in dog, child.
Wow.
It was bad. She was like, how the hell do you have an A in French and you have a D in English? And you know, English has always been like, with my eyes closed, blah, blah, blah. But no one had ever
Right.
done grammar, really. They were just like
Right.
reading, comprehension, writing, like she's got all that. But when they wanted to know where the dangling participle was and they wanted it to like
Bruh.
sit off the side, I'm like, for what though? Like I had a problem if you couldn't tell me why. Why?
Mhm.
What was the practical application of this skill? Why do I
Mhm.
need to tell you by drawing this little stick figure?
Mhm.
Also, same thing with outlines in general. I
used to hate outlines so much in school.
I would write the paper first. I still would write the paper and then do the outline. My brain could not give you something that you were going to tear apart. Like I'm supposed to write something that I know is not correct, and you're going to give me corrections on that I'm then going to have to do again. How about I write the finished product, write the outline that would have made this product, and then you will be happy and leave me alone. Like
Wow.
cannot do it to save my life. Cannot
That is crazy.
that's real bad at applications for jobs. You ask me for a resume and then you want me to put all my experience in here again. Can you
Let
read
me
the
tell
resume?
you something. That's when I be tapping out. Like I do. Why I gotta keep telling you the same thing over and over again? Like this is stupid.
Pet
You don't.
peeve.
You don't. You don't really want me to work here, and I don't want to work here because you're making me
You
jump
gotta
through
do.
all these extra
Right.
hoops. It's stupid. It's really stupid. But no, I was gonna say to the diagramming of sentences and the grammar part of it
Yeah.
all. Hold on.
Uh,
Can you close the door? I'm like, where is the music coming from? Hold on.
Whoopsie. That's a Serrano La Puerta. How do you say close the door in Spanish?
Cierra la puerta.
Sierra La Puerta. I think I was dreaming about learning Spanish last night or night before last. How y'all doing out there?
Sorry, there's a guest here, and the guest is gracias listening to music. And I'm like, where is this music coming from? What is happening?
Because I love the headphones off. At first, I'm like, okay, she lived by herself. So I'm like, what's the 911? Nuevo, uno. For Colombia. You gotta give me a sign.
But also, speaking of, they just so that the emergency number here in Colombia is 123.
Oh, nice.
Right. It's not 911 everywhere. But they just instituted 911 for the sake of foreigners who speak English because you'll be able to be connected to somebody who can actually help instead of trying to fish through a different language during an emergency. So they just put out that communication to us the other day, and that was really cool. Now I done forgot what I was about to say. Hold on. What we was talking about.
Oh, diagram and sentences.
The grammar of it all. So, okay. So I went to college in Tennessee, right?
Yeah.
And to your point of they didn't teach us grammar. This is what she was making me think of.
Yes.
So one of the things I remember, I didn't have a car at first. I got a car my second semester, but I always had a job. So I'm trying to get to work, and I would ask people, "Can you bring me to work?"
Oh, girl.
And they would be like, "Louisiana, it is take, not bring." And I was like, first of all, I'm here on a full scholarship. Okay. Graduated number 3 in my class. I am brilliant. And you mean to tell me all of these years ain't nobody never corrected me about bring versus take?
I was on the campus of Florida A&M University the first time I ever heard there was a difference. You take out the trash, you bring out the trash. Either way, the trash is outside.
It's going out.
Girl.
Or when we would say, reach me that. Now I would be like, can you reach me that?
Or who is that for? Like, as in belonging. That was a big one. Because I'm like, who's it for? And
for something.
Yes. I'm like, who's name? Like, what do you? I don't know. And I'm like, how do you not know it's in your house? And I'm like, who's it for? And they're like, I don't know who they're giving it. I'm like, so then I had to think. What am I trying
that
to
you were saying giving it to somebody?
Like,
who is it for that you're going to give it?
Not who does it belong to is what I was asking. Right. Girl, there was some hard lessons, but bring and take, for making anything. Yes.
Anything and everything.
Age, like I'm making 19. Make the block.
Yeah.
I thought make the block was everywhere.
But you know what's so funny is now people talking about spin the block. It's the same damn thing.
So if you said make the block, we were driving with Scott, with my friend from San Diego. And I don't know why we had him driving while he were here, but we were in New Orleans, but he was driving. And we told him make the block. And he was like, huh? We're like, go around, do it again.
Yeah, start over.
It completely takes you out of it because you're like, well, what is it really called? What am I trying to say? So you have to work backwards to find the correct
Correct.
listener or the name of things. I think I told you when I realized wine candy. All right, so we
Yes.
talked about putting syrup on grilled cheese sandwiches, y'all. Um, does everybody know what candy I'm talking about when I'm talking about wine candy? Just drop it in the comments real quick. What if you've ever heard of it? Just give me a yes. If not, say what the hell are you talking about? But I have always, I mean, always known
Uh-huh.
this to be called wine candy. If you went to
Uh-huh.
the corner store, which is 25 cents, you
Uh-huh.
can get one.
You get a handful of wine candy. What was your favorite flavor before
Always,
before we tell
always
them what it is?
green,
Green
green,
apple.
green apple, 100%.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Um, until I got older and then cherry I refined my palate.
I feel like I used to go between green apple and grape, interestingly
Oh,
enough.
really?
And then cherry was kind of hidden. Cherry
Cherry.
was kind of hidden.
The one I thought never got enough praise was lemon, but I am a lemon fan. Oh, it's so good. So good.
Lemon wine candy?
We have lemon wine candy. All right, so wine candy, y'all. Jolly Ranchers. I thought that was everywhere. But I'm also coming to find out that maybe it's not even all of Louisiana. I thought it was a Louisiana thing. But I've had several people here be like, nah, I don't know what you're talking about.
Really?
Yeah.
So is it a New Orleans thing? See, this is how this stuff be starting with us, is we be thinking that, but I feel like, so this the other thing that I just found out about. The candy lady is not really a thing in everybody's community. So
Really?
for instance, right. So I'm saying we just call them Jolly Ranchers. We call them wine candy. So I was talking to one of my friends that grew up in Brooklyn. And I was like, yeah, like you would go to the candy lady, and we was probably talking about either wine candy or honey buns. Did you used to get honey buns from the candy lady?
Not honey buns. I always got like pickles or candy.
Okay.
And frozen cups.
And frozen cups, of course,
right.
Which is another thing. Because
whole nother naming.
So before we go down frozen cups. So when I used to go to the candy lady, I used to order a honey bun, and you order it honey bun, warmed up, no shrink.
Oh, like out the paper? Like out the plastic?
They would take it out the wrapper. Well, they would leave it in the wrapper, but they would put it in the microwave. But no shrink was like maybe like 25 seconds, where it was just warmed up just enough. But if you warm the honey bun up too much, it's gonna shrink it.
Oh.
So that's how you gotta order it honey bun warmed up, no shrink. So that
Mega order. Oh.
But this is the thing. I was talking to my friend, and I was talking about this, and I was like, right. So we used to go to the candy lady to get hot pickle, wine candy, lemon heads,
lemon heads.
frozen cups, right? And he was like, wait a minute. So y'all was going to strangers' houses and getting food? And I was like, yes, the candy lady. And he was like, hold on. So you are just going to a stranger's house and placing an order. Yeah, you knock on the door. Hey, what you got today? Right? Because this the other thing. So then we used to get the ramen noodles, right?
Oh, girl, yes.
And eat them raw.
I never knew
that seasoning packet on there.
I went to Henry C. Berg Elementary School. They banned noodles because not only did we eat them and put the little sauce all over it, but at the end we chugged the sauce and whatever was left.
Whatever was left in the bag, like you did with your Cheetos
in 3rd grade. Like just eating salt. That's all we were doing. They banned them. They were like the ice cream trucks that also had noodles. Our ice cream trucks had noodles and piglets.
They did.
That's the children. It's a wonder that we're still walking around here, y'all.
Bruh.
But yeah, y'all can't have that. You do not sell that to our children.
But how about, I didn't even know that ramen noodles was supposed to be soup until Corey started. Corey is my brother, y'all. Corey started making ramen noodles, right? And because we used to have like trays of them, from the dollar store. I never ate ramen noodles like that, right? I only ate them dry, right? And after a certain amount of time, I was too sophisticated to keep sitting up here eating these dry noodles. You know what I mean? I'm fancy. I moved on to Easy Mac, But my brother was making ramen noodles, and I remember walking in the kitchen and being like, "What is that smell?" And he was like, "I'm making ramen noodles," and put the sauce. I was like,
mind blown.
Soup?
Mind blown.
I had no idea. I had no clue. None.
Yes.
It was wild. So so Kim said, "Kim, where did you grow up?" She said they had a candy lady. Someone who sold stuff out of their house. Did y'all not call them the candy lady? What did you call them? Like, what else can they be called? I don't know. But then, so when I lived in Tampa, though, and I used to, hey, Sarah girl, she finished with her bone. Hey, Sarah girl, Sarah got her pearls, y'all. We gonna put a picture up.
Oh, that's she talking. She just want to talk.
What's up, girl?
You want to say something?
Like, and actually, I do.
She's like, as a matter of fact, can you take me outside? See, Pittsburgh. Kimberly's from Pittsburgh.
She grew up in Pittsburgh. But yes, so apparently, in New York, they would just go to the bodega,
right?
But they didn't have like candy ladies,
right?
And I thought that was weird.
I thought that was
everybody.
They mentioned that the Enterprise, Miss So-and-so's house. I don't know if I knew. I mean, I feel like I had to have known their name. But I can't think of a name of a candy lady now to save my life.
No, I could see what a candy lady's houses were, but I don't remember their names.
Right. I don't know if I had to have known their names, maybe, possibly. But I do remember whatever enterprising student at school decided to be like the mobile candy lady at school. Did y'all have that?
Not really. Prep was a little strict. I feel like somebody probably was selling something.
Definitely felt like an undercover.
But I feel like somebody was probably selling something, but I probably did not know about it because I was trying to be a rule follower, so I was probably like, yeah. But then I also didn't really have a lot of money, like this discretionary income to support someone's entrepreneurial ventures. I had to write time out before we go. Because we done talked about every damn thing under the sun today, y'all. This just been a random episode of Sidetracks. How was y'all's school lunch at McDonald's?
Well, I mean, it was fine, but we also were the group, like we were one of the last group of kids that got to do off-campus lunch at like 10th grade.
So you used to go off campus for lunch?
Yeah. We would like walk down to Circle K. I went to McMain. I just missed our picnic. It was yesterday, actually. We walked down to Circle K. They had Bud's Broiler down there. Frost Stop was down there.
Frost Stop? Salad used to be.
And then if your friends had a car, you could get to McDonald's or Popeyes. Yeah, so we didn't have to do a whole bunch of school lunch. I just remember always doing pizza day and grilled cheese day, even though I didn't eat I didn't like when they did it with the tomato soup, just when they did it with gumbo.
They served y'all grilled cheese with gumbo?
Yeah.
Y'all had gumbo. Like, let me start there. Y'all had gumbo?
Yeah,
for lunch?
Yeah, gumbo.
I feel like we had gumbo. No, but gumbo, what I can
I'm trying to remember what chicken, but there had to have been. It must have been just baked chicken.
So our school lunch was amazing. In high school. Now in elementary, middle school, it was a struggle. But in high school, we used to have red beans and rice every Monday. Right. Grilled cheese and gumbo was my favorite school lunch. I'm jealous. Okay, but so we had red beans and rice every Monday. I want to say maybe with fried chicken. Very
Okay.
possible. Okay.
Or
Then we would have taco bar. So taco bar was nachos.
square taco?
Well, we could make them. We could make like tacos, or we could make nachos. So you would go
Oh,
through. It was like a bar, right? So you would go through. Yes.
fancy.
Then we would have potato bar.
Oh,
Okay,
that
so
was
baked potatoes
really
with your fixes, baby. Then what we had, we would have taco bar, we would have potato bar. It was another type of bar that we had. I can't remember. But when I tell you
hey.
that food was good, and it was an all-girl school, right? So
Right.
we was chowing down. Do you hear me? You gonna eat your cornbread? Let me have it. Let me eat the things. It was the best school lunch ever.
Oh my God.
Ever.
I
Ever.
wish.
Yeah.
No, I don't
It
have that.
was delicious. Girl, that line used to be so long, especially for a taco bar. Oh, it was salad bar, taco bar, potato bar, and salad bar. So that was 3 days out the week. Monday was red beans and rice. And I don't remember what Friday's meal was or whatever. But baby, we used to ask our teacher if we could get out just a couple minutes early. Can we just a couple, or we'll be standing at the door ready to run to lunch. Okay, Sister Margaret Mary classroom was right there on that hallway, baby. And then we used to be like, ooh, we got taco bar today. Yeah, it was amazing. So yeah. So that's our time, folks.
I'm like, Sarah has said enough. Actually, she's just doing her zoomies right now. So she's not really worried about me. It's still a win. It's still a win.
Sarah's like, your hour and a half has transpired, ma'am. Wrap it up. Okay. So having said that, we have decided, y'all, we're gonna be here every other Sunday. Okay.
Sunday.
So this is going to be our time. So please do mark your calendars. Come hang out with us. This is the place where we just talk about, the random things of life and the stuff that we working on in our life of trying to put this shit back together. Child, it's wild. It's wild out here. So, Kalanda, you want to tell the people where they can find you?
At the house, boo. Y'all be right here at the house. I do have an Instagram at Kawana Bear. I'm never on it, but feel free.
So Galanda's at the house, hanging out with Sarah. You can find me at Kimberlyn J at Minding My Black Ass Business on all platforms. Please do share this if it gave you a laugh, if it made you think about something differently. We have been all over the world with this episode, so I am certain that you have gotten something somewhere out of something that you can contribute to. Okay, you can continue commenting in the comments. Yeah, we'll be back in 2 weeks and we'll see what happens in life. During that time, we'll have some updates and yeah, we'll see what happens. Anything you want to say to the people before we go?
Love you all. Can't wait to see you in 2 weeks.
All right, y'all. So we will be back. Bye.
Bye.